V'asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham, build me a sacred space and I will dwell among you. That becomes the focus for most of the 15 chapters that began today with Truma, all to the way to the end of Vayakel Pekude. And the question is, why so many chapters? Why so many details? The answer, in part, is a matter of goals and context. The Israelites in recent weeks have received the Torah, not yet, but they've heard God's voice at least proclaim the Ten Commandments. And now they're shifting to needing to see themselves not as 12 tribes, but as one people with the capacity to enter into that promised land and there responsibly to create a united people. For that transition to occur, the shift from being people who were told what to do to being people who accept responsibility, they need a project. And they need a project that underscores their own purpose, a purpose of worshiping God who brought them out of the land of Egypt. And so, in detail, that mikdash is described to them. Because also, for them to have a sense of their own achievement and their own unity, there needs to be specifics as to what is expected of them to fulfill. All too often, imagine if they were simply told, build for me a sacred space. That would lead to dissension and fighting over, well, what should it look like? What should it be made out of? What should the size be? All that was given in order to enable both unity and achievement. Today, when Josie chanted her Haftorah 1 year later, I enjoyed once again the precision with which she learned her chanting. When our young people learn and do chant precisely in terms of both the Hebrew and the trup, it's as if I'm able to relax and allow it to flow, enjoying that quality of precision. And so here, the people are given a challenge that will, in its goal, transform their self-identity to having met a goal. With our bar and bat mitzvahs, I'm consistently reminded, because they are consistently well prepared, how learning and presenting before the community with precision enables that sense of achievement that transforms self-identity. So often I've had young people say to me years later, I'm not afraid of speaking in public because I did that at my bar and bat mitzvah. Or I'm not afraid of taking on something that feels like a stretch in college because I know if I work at it, I can get there. For the 12 tribes, the Mishkan was creating a sacred space, but one in which, through the achievement of community coming together, they were able to experience God in their midst. Not God in the midst of the structure, but the Hebrew is plural, ubetocham, among you. By them having had specific requirements for a community project that allowed them to become one, and for that one to be elevated to a people who saw themselves as created in the image of God, as a priestly nation, able to accept responsibility in the promised land. It doesn't all go so smoothly. The golden calf is in front of us, and the rabbis will debate whether this command is out of place, and whether in terms of Rashi, the classic commentator, saying, Ein mukdam ve'ein muchar b'Torah, quoting the Talmud. There is no early and no late in Torah, so as to say that indeed the building of the Mishkan will occur after they fall backwards. But what's clearly true is that at the end of Exodus, there is in that last Pakude, the accounting of what was achieved. And the language that will be used will be the same language paralleling creation of the world. Vayachulu, and they completed. And they did it exactly as commanded. Ribono Shalom, Master of the universe, for diverse peoples, even more in conflicted times, there is a need for shared project, for a sense of something that elevates us through achievement, enabling us to come together with specificity of what it is we seek to build. May we, throughout our lives and as communities, find those